What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a new requested deck profile for Link Evolution. The request came at a pretty good time since Witchcrafters are one of the newest meta decks right now taking over in Duel Links. Despite that, and thanks to my minimal activity on Duel Links recently, I had little knowledge on Witchcrafters, so it did kinda intimidate me at first to try this. I managed to do well enough, but the deck is still missing a lot of support like Unveiling and Patronus. To start things off, Witchcrafters revolve around a decent list of spell cards that have different effects. The one thing they all share is that if you did not use the first effect of the spell card during your current turn, the second effect allows you to add it back to your hand during the end phase. All of the level 4 lower monsters can discard a spell to special summon another Witchcrafter from the deck. Depending on your spell count, you usually want to climb into Shmeta for the mill, followed by Hain or Madame Veray, the Smug Lolly. Once you do this, the deck takes a control approach and you can hold your opponent, preferably with Veray. Veray can negate the effects of your opponent's monsters by discarding a spell without targeting, but she can also boost the monster's stats during damage calculation by 1000 for each spell in hand by revealing it. Thanks to this, getting through Veray is not the easiest thing unless your opponent can push through your effect negation or you don't have a decent count of spells in the hand. The next pieces to help this are Hain, who makes Veray untargetable, and Golem Aruru, who can summon itself and bounce a card back to your opponent's hand. Getting this combo should be one of your goals, as Hay can also pop face-up cards to further disrupt your opponent. As far as the spell goes, using the first effect is whenever you can manage it. Keep in mind it won't be added back to your hand, so if you are in a spot where you need a specific number of spells in hand for your opponent's turn, you have to be careful. Creation is important for getting Golem Aruru to the hand unless you need a starter, and Holiday is great if you lose Veray, Hain, or Golem Aruru. Buy Street is a good additional form of protection for your monsters, since we want to keep Veray and Hain on the field as much as possible. Eventually, when you abuse your opponent enough with disruptions and get your resources to a desired level, you can poke away at your opponent for victory if they haven't surrendered already. For the replay, I got a decent showcase of what you want to start with. Extravagance is always good since we rarely use the extra deck, and Instant Fusion is good for any restrict summons. If you want to play things safe, you could summon Millennium Eyes to protect yourself from Ash Blossom while you start your plays, but I tend to go YOLO at times, so I don't do that. Getting hit with Ash can be a nightmare for this deck as you need your lower level monsters' effects, so do take care with your plays. Like I said earlier, Shmeta is essential for the spell mill, so we can buff up our hand a bit more, and we already have Golem Aruru, so things are moving along nicely already. This is one of my early duels with the deck, so I do send Creation, but Buy Street would have been a better option to protect myself further with. Royal Tribute doesn't do as much damage to us as it would to another deck, but Necro Valley can be a nightmare for us if left unchecked. Luckily, I do have an idea of how to get through it, and to make things even better, we don't have to worry about a fusion summon this turn from Spiritualist. I can finally make use of Instant Fusion here for a quick steal, but the main focus here was to get another Spellcaster on the field. While we don't use the extra deck as much like I mentioned before, there are these few scenarios where it can come in handy like now, since we can go into Daybreaker or Nightmare Phoenix. Using Veray as a material seems like madness, but we do have Holiday and a way to out Necro Valley while strengthening our board at the same time. Hain is always good to combo with Veray since it has a nice quick effect pop, and in the event it is threatened, Veray can boost its stats in a pinch. With all this, our opponent is left with a Necro Valley throne and not much other resources, so we will call this a victory pretty much. This can be a complex deck, so I'm probably not the best for it, but there were some pretty nice duels I had while playing it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the replays on this unique deck though, and stay tuned for more decks on the channel in the future. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as well.